goes to a radio station in black, he's a different Samora. But when he's in white, he's a different Samora. The end of these discussions will determine as to whether what the president told me about him is true.
Okay,
Mr. Minister, welcome. It's good to have you.
Thank you, Kevin. Clarence, thank you, and let me join SORBOR in expressing the deepest condolence to you and your family for the loss of your son. This condolence message comes from myself, my immediate family, and the Coalition for Democratic Change. We are deeply sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
May you find students in the Lord.
Amen.
And may God give you the strength to abide.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Samora.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure meeting you. SORBOR, good morning. It's nice being here.
yes, good morning, Mr. Minister.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think we need to do some adjustment, please, quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly. Let's do some adjustment.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay, gentlemen. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. Okay, so Mr. Minister, welcome again to the program. And I know we had this issue of the MCC, which we wanted to talk about, but we heard about some, major press statement.
No, I wouldn't delve into discussing anything regarding the MCC because there is a major press conference today that will be addressed by the Minister of Finance and Development Planning and the Minister of Information. I don't want to dilute that conversation. They will give all the information regarding the MCC. I'm very sure the minister is in a better position to make a comparative analysis of Liberia's performance on the MCC regime by regime,
Okay.
and year by year. So we will not deal with the MCC.
Good. So let's begin with the issue of endorsements. I know we have November 14th that is coming up for the runoff. There's been a lot of endorsement for the president. What's your take? What do you envisage as well?
Well, endorsements on different sides of the ball game have got to be analyzed. I think it is indeed a very good thing and an appalling event to have multiple endorsements coming from various sectors. And then people have to delve into those endorsements and understand the significance of some of the endorsements on all sides. Some of the endorsements, especially on the side of our brothers from Broad Street, some of the endorsements are like fatigue, if you like.
What do you mean?
I will go into that shortly. As much as we can imagine that each vote counts in these runoff elections, it is important to understand some of the individuals, the characteristics, the weight, and the political effect of some of these endorsements. We've seen, for instance, the Coalition for Democratic Change, ACO, the leadership of ACO by the Stemmer Board and few other partisans, including the chairman, endorsed the Unity Party, ACO. But technically, within the very political party, all representatives, all aspirants or candidates that contested in the elections, legislative elections, endorsed the CDC. The political structure of the embodiment of the political party endorsed the CDC. How would I describe that endorsement? I would describe that endorsement as the Unity Party takes away the frame while the CDC takes the engine. You and I know a vehicle moves not without an engine. A vehicle with a fatal and damaged engine is bound not to move. So it resembles the kind of endorsements that should happen to the Unity Party, because the standard bearer of the Unity Party has described himself as an old car parked in the garage. The old car has a failed engine. So these are the kind of endorsements that are happening. I take you to the LPP. the involvement of the LPP. Before I like to do some analysis.
Thank you coming, Clarence.
I'm the guest.
So we don't get. So
Clarence, let him do his analysis.
Let me tell you. 1 minute. So we don't get confused. So we're talking about Ako, then we're asking, then we move.
About Ako, go back when you can finish. You can't ask.
Yeah.
I'm the guest.
Okay, so I think I need to find a sheet.
Get us a sheet.
One sheet, I'll give you sheet.
But because I keep saying you the guest. Yeah,
I'm the guest.
I ask you question.
You ask questions.
Let him do his analysis.
I'm not exhausted. Don't worry, I know the questions will come.
Go ahead.
But let it just have peace. That's why I would work, Clarence.
Samura, go ahead.
Thank you. We go to LPP. LPP is a very strong political structure. Very strong. LPP possess almost most of the ideological progressives that you will find in the bailiwick of the Republic of Liberia. Councillor Tewan C. Gombo, the standard bearer of the LPP, follows his party's mandate, which we believe very strongly as citizens and citizens, the doctrine of believing in party's mandate. Follow his party's mandate, join with folks who are predominantly executives of the Unity Party, who are referred to as the Lofa guys. The likes of Mr. Yanko Vivi, and a number of all of them who predominantly are from Lofa. Some of them are from the Lemon speaking group, the Kisi speaking group. They are the ones who are predominantly heading the structure of the LPP, including my own father, who is a member of the LPP. LPP leadership reached a decision to endorse Joseph Parker. But the decision to endorse, LPP did not endorse Unity Party. LPP endorsed Joseph Parker. If you listen to the endorsement statements, you need to look at these things and analyze them carefully. And it's the analysis from my perspective that I'm giving. In the endorsement of LPP or prior to the endorsement, there were heated debates in the room that led to the decision for the endorsement. Madam Ibe Bongo, who made a support to her brother, not necessarily the MPP, no, the LPP, to her brother, Councillor Gongo, to be elected President of the Republic of Liberia. When that decision reached, they didn't get her endorsement, and they questioned her. Why can you get along with us? And she said, no, I'm a member of the Liberty Party. I'm not a member of the LPP. I came here to only support my brother. But I do not believe that the Unity Party possess the structure and Mr. Joseph Barker possess the tenacity and the energy, and I repeat, the tenacity and the energy to run this country. And the vice standard bearer of the Unity Party, Senator Jeremiah Kuhn, we all know the history between Senator Kuhn and Madam Welgongo. They were fierce rivals. They contested for the Senate seat in Nimba County. That elections happened, and the results of that elections ended in confusion, dissatisfaction, especially on the part of Madam Welgongo. Madam Welgongo maintained and controlled the political structure of the LPP in Nimba County. There are other members of the LPP who are county chairs and other serious influential members of the MPP, of the LPP, who support the Congress for Democratic Change, the Coalition for Democratic Change. The Coalition for Democratic Change, again, sees this endorsement of the LPP to Joseph Barker as the situation of the frame and the engine. That resembles that. We have witnessed multiplicity of Mambu's endorsements coming from the coming to the Congress or the Coalition for Democratic Change in respect thereof. We are very confident that we will win these elections. To not win these elections, if the Unity Party wins these elections, it means that Clarence, Kevin, and you, SORBOR, are able to run, take a flight to Jerusalem, rush to the Dead Sea, catch a living fish, and bring it for us to eat pepper soup right on your basic compound. Clarence, you can come in now.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. So let's go back to your first analysis about ACO, when you mentioned that the standard bearer and the party chair endorsed the Unity Party, but people who ran on the party's ticket endorsed the Coalition for Democratic Change. And in your characterization is about the frame and the car. Now,
Frame and the engine.
the frame and the engine. And as somebody who follow politics of the country, Samora, Mr. Minister, you know the structure of a political party. Are you saying when the standard bearer of a political party and the party chair endorses its president, is it not the representation of a party?
Not always, Clarence. I'll give you an example. President Weah is the standard bearer of the CDC. He was standard bearer of the CDC in 2005. 2011, he went to a convention. He got elected as vice standard bearer, and Winston Totman came as standard bearer of the CDC. You know the Weah CDC and the Winston Totman CDC. You know when an endorsement comes from a standard bearer, it's different from an endorsement that will come from standard bearer.
I don't know.
You're trying to confuse us here.
So maybe can we disqualify? So can we disqualify? I'm not disqualifying. Can we disqualify the significance of innocent? That was exactly why I was coming here. What I'm doing here is I'm basically trying to give you a pictorial view of what you already know, but just to give you a sense of reminder, a sense of psychological reminder that there is a difference in the personalities of political leaders, of political parties, and the accompanying followers. I remember when we went to some meeting called by President Salif before the runoff elections or prior to the runoff elections with the CDC. There was a joke, and that joke was thrown at Ambassador Winston Totman, saying, "Old man got a party. You know you're not a real standard bearer of the party." I'm always trying to put you in a framework to realize that there is a significance of a standard bearer who has the voice of command over the rest of his partisans, as opposed to standard bearers who are just occupying positions in the respect thereof. And that's the analogy I gave regarding the frame and the engine.
So your analogy is even though Lucini Kamara is a standard bearer of ACO, he is just a frame.
I'm saying to you that those who are the movers and shakers of ACO are the ones who have surrendered their support to the Coalition for Democracy.
No, but what are they? The party chair endorsed Bwaka. The standard bearer endorsed Bwaka. The vice standard bearer endorsed you. So who else are the people?
I refer to all of those who contested in legislative seats for legislative position for ACO. And I gave you the analysis. If, for instance, Musa Sharif in district number 2 of ACO, look at the votes that he gathered as a representative candidate. Some of the political leaders in different institutions can less vote than the representative experience or the senatorial experience. That's the point I'm driving at. The movers and shakers of political institutions have got to do with those who possess the optimal skills of mobilization, the level of recruitment, and the ability to drive votes in the Republic of Liberia. We have entered into ACU. We have had a political disruption with the configurations of the forces of ACU that have joined the Unity Party. And this will be manifested in the votes comes November 14.
Okay.
We have captured the nozzles, the plugs, the gasket makers, and the piston rings.
So listen is what? Listen is what?
But Minister, anybody can see that.
Still on this conversation. Still on this conversation about endorsements. Can the CDC now tell us how much or how many endorsements have you received and the significance of these endorsements against your major rival, the Unity Party?
I just started discussing the significance. We have had multiplicity. Some of the endorsements we've had, I may not be able to remember to mention all of them. But one of the major endorsements we've had is the CPP, the Collaborating Political Party. If we have not gotten the endorsement of the CPP, we have been worried. Why? Since the commencement of endorsement ceremonies across the country, since the CPP announced its support, two major endorsements. All of the endorsements are important, but two major endorsements that straw the chairman's back had got to do with the CPP and the All Liberia Party. Why? I will put that question in context, or response to that question in context. I have heard multiplicity of profanity being meted out since the endorsement of the ALP and since the endorsement of the CPP. Those level of insults can only say to me that there has been serious anger developed as a result of those endorsements. Those endorsements are peculiar to us, but appear hurtful to our arch rivals. Since the endorsement, now the elections have become almost like a speed of insults that is running about between Mr. Henry Costa and Stanton Waterspoon or Spoon. So this is propagandist war. So it's a warfare of competing propaganda led by major propagandists of major political institutions. You see, God is a just God. And God is the one who gives grace. You can't fight grace. Those who were together yesterday, lamenting all of the insults and the etching of challenges and fight to the doorsteps of the Coalition for Democratic Change, are the ones discussing all of the issues that were playing, and all of the strategies that were used as propagandist machinery to lynch attack on the CDC. Today, the public is aware that some of those things were lies. These were wicked lies in the tune of our campaign spokesman, Councillor Kami Barbara. These were wicked lies orchestrated by propagandists of the Unity Party and their elects against the Coalition for Democratic Change. I didn't come here to tell any of you that all is well or all has been well with the administration and governance of our republic. No, all hasn't been well. But as much as things were not well, they were fabricated. They were elevated erroneously against the whims and caprices of the governing structure of the Coalition for Democratic Change via President George Weah. Today, we see the trail of allegations. And these allegations are not just coming up ordinarily, they are coming up with evidence of text messages exchanged. And these pieces of evidence can be verified. Somebody will say, oh, it could be a concocted WhatsApp message, and what I'm talking about the authenticity of the claims made
by Mr. Costa.
By Mr. Costa. Yesterday, we mentioned that Vice President Burger is sick. We said it. We mentioned the ill health, and somebody said, why can't you keep talking about the health of the former Vice President? We talk about the health of the former Vice President because we are concerned about the well-being of one who will be elected as president. The Constitution of the Republic of Liberia requires the president of the Republic to be fit mentally and fit physically to govern the effect of the country. That's why the Constitution gives things to the incapacity of the president. They say, in the event the president is incapacitated or is absent or is not available to perform certain functions, those functions are carried out by his vice president. So the vice president normally kicks in only when the president is available and is unavailable to do certain functions, or the president dedicates certain functions to the vice president. We see a situation where Senator Prince Johnson is heard on the recording and saying that, oh, my people are took that here. That old man is old, he's sick. Okay, I hope you have that tip. That old man is old, he's sick. You know, elect the Unity Party, who you think will take over? Who will take over? This resembles a plot to kill Vice President Joseph Boakai. And what I'm gathering, there is a serious level of catastrophe that is brewing within the Unity Party. As Senator Prince Johnson is planning to kill Vice President Boakai to ensure that Jeremiah Kun takes over so that he becomes the ultimate president of the de facto president of the Republic of Liberia to govern the affairs of the state. Did he mean to kill him that? Of course. He could mean that maybe he interpret what he means. That's how I understand it. I'm not there to interpret what he means. He's seen as I am understanding it this way. I'm seeing it out this way. Well, but what can you reference in that? He's not well, so that's the reason why he's being supported. Then somebody could get sick. That's the reason why he's supported, and not necessarily meaning that you have to kill the person. He's not well, and they are measuring his lifespan by his illness. So they may have had confidential evidence of his medical report. They are measuring his lifestyle, his lifespan with his age and his illness. So with that said, they don't necessarily have to kill him. I am interpreting to understand. I am interpreting to understand that they are planning to kill him. How? Let me continue. It is also my understanding that as much as they are trying and wishing for his death, for Senator Kun to take over as president of the Republic of Liberia in the event of the incapacity of the former vice president. It is my understanding that the former vice president is also trying to deal with them too. When I mentioned there is a catastrophe of looming allegations and plans within that disaster of the unity party, that's what I mean. You and I on the table, you planning for me, I'm planning for you. It's dangerous. Okay. Liberians should prepare to understand the danger of that thing called the unity party.
Mr. Minister, I don't understand.
I go back.
Samra, can we ask you questions?
Yeah.
I don't understand something. Here you are celebrating Benana Ure's endorsement of George Weah because he's a stand-up bearer of the All Liberian Coalition Party. You are right because he is the head of the party. But now you vilify Luseni Kamara and others who are the leaders of ACO for endorsing Joe Boakai. Now, mind you, Luseni Kamara endorsed Joe Boakai with his party chairperson. Benana Ure did not endorse George Weah with his chairperson. Benana Ure endorsed George Weah, his chairperson endorsed Boakai. I don't know. So, I mean, what you? I don't understand.
The analogy is simple, Clarence. I said the film and the engine. So should we know the movers and shakers? Who are the movers? Who are the movers and shakers over OKF? Let's discuss. Okay,
You tell us.
but Clarence will listen to you. Okay,
No, but
you listen to Paul Julius chair.
But you be telling off.
We listen to you. We listen to Paul Julius chair. And we know okay has spoken.
So for ACO, if you listen to Chairman Dole and Luseni Kamara speaks, ACO has not spoken.
We are saying to you that the political trajectory of the events surrounding political party has got to do with those who are the movers and shakers of the political institution.
In other words, are you saying that those individuals you're making reference to, they do lack the influence to
Do not have the level of control over their political institution. That's what I'm saying. And it's demonstrated. It has been demonstrated. It will be manifested. You follow the program on the Somalia Drive, say 2 days ago. You follow that program. I'll show you our media representation.
Which one of the programs they endorse?
The endorsement program
It was on Sunday.
of members of the ICO, Muslims across Liberia, the Mabindos, the Fula, the Vai, and other traditional people of the Muslim community, right in the environment that is predominantly Muslim community.
So why are you upbeat that those endorsements will translate tomorrow into votes?
Because I see the reality of the endorsement. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Mr. Luseni Kamara, whom I respect very well, former Minister of Finance, my own papi, I had the opportunity to have done some work for him, as a matter of fact, while serving in private practice as an auditor, working for some of his companies and performing audit functions as well. I have a lot of respect for him and what have you. Some of the demands that were given as a reason for a support were quite awkward. You say you want Muslim holiday. But to grant you Muslim holiday is not a prerogative of the president. To grant a Muslim holiday, you must have rallied around the legislature. The ultimate decision for a legislation is the legislature. I'll tell you why. If the legislature passes a law today and sends to the president didn't want that law passed and decided not to sign the law after I think 21 or 20 days, I got to check. That automatically becomes a law, whether the president signs or not. So they send a bill to the president, they pass on the subject. Today, we have decided to give Muslim holiday. And the president didn't want it. And the president did not sign. Did not communicate with them back and forth why he didn't sign. The inability of the president to sign that particular law does not make it not to be a law. After a certain number of days, I think 21 days, it becomes a law. Even if the president signs a veto that law, it goes back to the legislature. The legislature can override the president's veto. What I'm saying here is that the issues surrounding a Muslim holiday in Liberia, Islamic holiday in Liberia, will be the strict prerogative of the legislature. So if you wanted to have that negotiation, why do you run the legislatures?
Okay, but that does not negate the fact that such a bill cannot emanate from the presidency. And considering the structure of our governance, the president is very powerful to the extent that sometimes he negotiates with the legislature and he gets certain things done when he really wants it done.
So let me ask you one question. Is it reasonable for you to come to me to ask me to do a thing that I will have to ask somebody to do, and I give you a promise and tell you that it will be done, when I don't even understand what the configuration of that thing will be?
What do you think?
I don't think so. I think the request was premature. It came way ahead of the time it should have come. Let the legislature say it. Let the president already get to know who the configuration of the legislature. Elections are still announcing results. We didn't even know the winners and the losers of the elections to sit in the Senate of the or the House of Representatives. We didn't even have an idea on who we have been sitting there. We have not even established our connections and contact. What we are sure of and what we are sure of are those who have won on the ticket of the Coalition for Democratic Change. Even with those who have won on the ticket of the Coalition for Democratic Change, they still need to be negotiated with. I'm saying that demand, as good as it is, as nice as it is, the structure and the format and the methodology in which it was proposed was premature. And it did not fall within the obvious perspicacity of the president to make that determination.
Okay, so Mr. Minister, I'm coming. Mr. Minister, let me just hold on this one. You, in your introductory statement, you said we didn't come to tell us that all is rosy. You said
correct.
Thank you.
Of course.
You said there are some good, things, and there are some, things that are not good. But I want you to just, expand a bit on what do you think is rosy, against which backdrop you want this president to be given a second term.
Sorry to interrupt, but I know I was trying to search our files on Monday. Normally I listen to not only my newsstand, I think I heard the Union of Liberian Muslims and not ACO that endorsed the CDC. Can you confirm whether it was ACO or the Union of Liberian Muslims?
Yeah.
Endorsement.
I'm telling you what happened before Sunday. What happened on Sunday was a reinforcement of what the engine of ACO did.
But it was not ACO.
I said ACO did endorse. A component of ACO did endorse the CDC, not on Sunday, prior to Sunday.
The CDC, but did they say...
I'll give you an example. Kevin, it's evidential. Ali Sila and a batch, the vice tenor bearer, you just mentioned that. The vice tenor bearer of ACO, did they say ACO? The vice tenor bearer of ACO represents me.
I know, but did they say ACO?
How can you be celebrating a vice presidential endorsement of your party and vilifying a presidential endorsement of another party?
I'm not vilifying.
Where's the logic there?
I'm not vilifying. The logic stems from the frame and the engine scenario. The sooner you get to understand the analysis,
applicable for the discussion.
It is. And that's what I'm trying to mention. And that's what I have mentioned.
That's your perspective.
So, Mr. Minister,
also give you your perspective.
Mr. Minister.
Yeah, mine is the
fact that a representative candidates from ACO, the vice tenor bearer of ACO, and other 3 members of ACO endorsed the CDC. Is that a fact?
Yeah, but they did not go there in the name of.
I think, Kelvin, I think the minister has done sufficiently well in trying to give his own analysis regarding this whole endorsement.
Is that why you think so?
So, Mr.
You're coming. I'm not saying that he has a right to give his interpretation, but we represent these organs must say to him that it was never ACO.
It was ACO.
It didn't say it was ACO.
I said it was ACO. It was never ACO.
So you got 2.
It was never ACO. No, get something right. You need to get it very clear. You not distort this conversation in that kind of way.
I cannot. That's
but I would not even allow it to happen.
No, but I will not disturb.
So I said,
instead of you just becoming.
Yeah, but you got to clear the facts of what I've said.
No. So clear the facts. We don't represented. Yes, they don't misinterpret the facts. That embodiment said a union of Liberian Muslims.
I just said to you, prior to that endorsement on Sunday, there was an endorsement of ACO.
Where now?
At the Corina Hotel.
But who is it? Uncle Marvin Dablo?
But I was saying that. But Marvin Dablo is not the vice president of ACO.
Yes.
It's Alice Ghana. Remember, was he not the campaign manager of ACO?
No, but
was he not the campaign manager of ACO?
This is where the confusion is. So one ACO endorse you, one ACO endorse Unity Party. Is that what
minister? I am telling you that the engine of ACO has endorsed the CDC.
Okay.
Why the freedom of ACO has gone to the Unity Party? That's what I'm saying.
Let's move forward.
It is you now to determine who is the engine and who is the free.
No, it is
but I'll give you a description of what the free is, what the engine is.
Okay, so Mr.
The woman is attracted to Oka. So he just used to getting frames. He is not used to having, but the owner himself said, I told the owner, my Uncle Joe. He said, he said, Oka park in the garage. How you think he's not going to be happy when the frame get to him and not the engine?
But you seem to attempt to want to
Minister, you haven't answered my question yet.
Yeah, but that question answered me, sir.
Yeah, but I see.
Okay, I see you did well.
Let's your analysis. No, the point is, I think you have.
No, don't say he done well. He how you say the man done well?
No, I didn't give me his analysis. Mr. Minister.
Okay, sir.
Mr. Minister.
Tell me, I'm not before I get to you, SORBOR. I am not doubting that the union of Liberian Muslims. But I'm telling you that prior to that endorsement, there was an endorsement prior to that. So what happened, if I even solidify that point, we say it was an additional. Because I remember ACO.
Can you please ask the
from MVP
before we go back to another?
Mr. Sherry is from MVP.
Did they say that in your introductory remarks? Did they say that you didn't come to say that all is well?
Kevin, there's not one Musa Sharif.
The one you talk about,
Go ahead. Two Musa Sharifs.
Let's forget the ACO.
Another one from the party you just mentioned.
So tell us now.
Most of the people got similar names. Yeah, so let's go.
You still want a minute of dragging to the ACO thing. I need the ACO thing.
The fact that the engine support the CDC is very touching Clarence.
No, Samuel, I take exception to that.
No, we physically expressing.
No, Samuel.
Expressing some simple
political feelings. I understand all that thing. That tactics are always. It will not even stop me from.
You still heard about ACO.
It will not stop me from asking questions.
No, please, gentlemen, please.
We got to re-strategize, Samuel. That tactics are beyond that thing.
I can see the expression of political feelings.
No, but I
touching political feelings.
No, that's my opinion. I have the problem. Someone 1 minute. I cannot allow someone slide like this.
You just abuse my mind. That you don't have feelings.
No, I don't have to. People listening to 2 of us, they will rationalize the questions. Because it's your responses you give. I don't have to summarize.
I don't feel that way, Clive.
I mean, I don't
get me wrong.
No,
we need to go.
I don't feel the church of feeling. Just focus on the equity. You trying to
No. I think you misinterpret. Respond to the question. I think that the engine cannot go.
all of that. And what have you? Vilifying my own papa Musuni Kamara and all of that.
No, but Samara,
we are having a political warfare here.
You are celebrating a vice standard bearer of a party endorsing you.
You determine why I said that.
But now you say the standard bearer is endorsing another party. You say not A. Not free. But the man who endorses you, so you're trying to downplay your understanding of how political party works in Liberia. That's what you try to do, and we have the responsibility.
How you think?
Well, that's a fact.
Mr. Minister, so you see now, I accept the fact of how you think and your expression. But you've been so intolerant. No. I'm trying to not to accept what we are doing. The expressions of my thoughts. These programs you are talking about, you might not express to mention the expression of my thoughts.
Because you agree with me, I'm going to agree with you.
No, not actually the agree with me.
One thing Minister Wolo Colley has to understand is that we represent media institutions that cover the programs. So when he provides an information, we have the right to say, no, we cover this program, and this is what we're talking about. We said the union of Liberia. Why you say going back?
One minute.
I don't disagree that union of Liberia. I said prior to the program, and then we said also from NGP. I agree with you. And I said to you that now there is not one Musa Sharif. What are you getting first about that? So we think there's one Musa Sherry. No, vex here. That particular Musa Sherry. How do you know which particular Musa Sherry I'm talking about? But it was only the Musa Sherry. How do you know which Musa Sherry I'm talking about?
The name of Musa Sherry, you know it.
How do you know which Musa Sherry I'm talking about?
Different Musa Sherry.
Okay, the Musa Sherry you're talking about, I know him. Okay, he's my classmate from law school.
Okay. You are Musa Sherry.
Sunday Musa Sherry.
Akko Musa Sherry.
No, I said Sunday Musa Sherry.
Someone can you ask a question?
I know him.
What's his name?
Check it. We attended school.
Okay. Quite so the Musa Sherry you're talking about, what's his name?
All those tactics we understand. You will not be guest speaker here. We will ask you questions.
So the Musa Sherry, you leave it. We'll ask you questions. Let's agree that there's another.
I said we don't move fast.
Yeah. So
who is that? What's his position?
Even the name Mohammed Dukin.
We will not make you guest speaker here. We have the responsibility to ask you questions, and we'll ask you. Someone ask a question. All that thing you talking that when you come, we'll ask you.
Mr. Minister.
Yes,
like I said,
come on.
Like I said, we sufficiently dealt with the whole
the whole agro issue becoming so contentious. I see when I start talking about agro film and engine, clarity saying they see properly, jumping all on like that.
Clarence is politically.
I feel that he's and I send the team. Clarence seem to catch feelings, political feelings, but the whole discussion about endorsements.
Okay, so let me bring you back to.
And we're looking to the endorsement. I wrote an article the other day,
Mr. Minister,
and I talk about the article is titled "Endorsement Bonanza." So anything that happens around the environment is like you're walking in the street and you saw a very beautiful lady, especially in the United States of America. When they smile with you, all you think they want you because they smile with you, but you're making a mistake. So now all the endorsements I talk about handshake and smiles are all okay.
Okay.
You understand? There are so much effect for endorsement until anything, I understand, anything counts because at this point of the second round, in our Liberian parlance, we say I want to know. If I hit you one above, I beat you. You get me? So in this particular scenario, every vote counts. It is for me to decide how I make use of the marketing of my votes. So let me bring up my endorsement. I don't have to come and I'm here to kind of post.
I see.
Endorsement other environment, whatever.
I see. So
it is my job.
It is propaganda.
It's not propaganda.
But you just said it.
It's fact.
You said you would talk.
I don't have to announce.
But someone asked a question.
You're still trying to.
Someone can't debate me. Ask a question.
We got it in substantial.
Ask the man question again, and the man say, "Oh, Clarence, you chair the man shake it." You're not guest speaker yet. We'll ask you. Someone ask the man.
I will answer you.
You guys,
give me a pen, man.
You guys are forcing that.
All the men are taking a pen from you.
But you have come with pen. You didn't come with pen. So let me bring it back now. You did say in your introductory remarks that you didn't come to say that all these rules,
Correct.
but some major achievements have been made. Do you care to tell us, Mr. Minister, as to why do you think come November 14th, our people should give His Excellency a second term mandate?
This president has done tremendous well in the presence of all of the challenges we continue to face. We have witnessed road infrastructure has doubled or tripled, if you like. This morning I heard you announce the number of kilometers of roads paved by this government.
Yeah, 1,131.
Thank you. In addition to the roads that were paved before, this government has paved and had a development of more roads than any other previous government since 1847. And this is what some of my friends don't like to hear. But again, it's not propaganda. It's fact.
Okay.
When I come to the debate, I come with facts. Today, the improvement of LEC. What do you have on here today? Is it generator or LEC?
LEC.
The improvement of LEC today in the country is momentous. Our people are paying much cheaper than they pay for LEC in the past. Not only that they are paying much cheaper, they are paying and there is availability of LEC in the country. We're approaching the dry season. We know the story of LEC maybe 3 years ago in the dry season. It became a debate. The availability of electricity for the people and the construction of roads, infrastructure in the country continues to remain a binding constraint for economic development and economic growth. We are addressing that. We are beginning to see evidence of the availability of electricity in the country. The ordinary people in the bush or anywhere in the rural, they're not too concerned about the methods and measures you use to have these things available. They will tell you today, and the debate is simple. I'm not going to go into how many turbines were created, who paid for the turbines, how they got okay, and you pay for the turbine 3-year destroyer, one stay working, the government comes back to have it repaired and have it fixed and have it moving on. And if I was able to buy a brand new car, a car that is okay, you agree with me that the maintenance cost of a brand new car is much cheaper than the maintenance cost of a new car. The Unity Party and the vice stand above the Unity Party, they stand above the Unity Party. I'm also addicted to all things. Everything about them is old and antique. Everything. But I get back to the point. Today, the ordinary Liberian people, including you yourself here in the studio, and I'm very sure OKFM and Pan FM benefit from electricity. They will tell us that the electricity costs for paying LC is far cheaper than what it was 6 years ago. They will agree to that. This is a fact. It is undisputed. It's not an opinion. Today, in the educational sector, I'm proud that the requests I will have received in the last 5 years or 6 years from people requesting for the payment of WAS fees will not come to me. I was in your studio the last time and I said to you in 1999, I finished high school. I remember that year, Mr. Taylor was president of the Republic. He paid the WAEC fees for all 12 graders during that year. But that year, we had already made payment. My parents are giving me the payment of my WAEC fees, of my WAEC fees. So the school had a responsibility to refund. I know what that refund did for me. When they refunded that money, I was a big boy on campus. Cathedral school. I was a big boy. So I enjoyed it. I know the cost of the WAS fees per year, and I can have the multiplication done for 6 years. I know the savings it has done in the pockets of ordinary parents and guardians in Liberia. This is people. This is for the poor. This is not a situation where an ordinary situation where gas slips, that development agenda is not translated into gas slips. We saw in a unity party government, gas slips were expiring in the safe, in the pockets of government officials. So it means that they bought enough gas slips as benefits to government officials that the officials did not even need, as a matter of fact. How much does it cost for you to have gas in your vehicle, maybe your generator at home? Does it even really matter for the government to pay money for gas for a generator at home? Your home, is it the office? Some environments, some employers will say, okay, this is necessary because maybe at home you take your time, because you spend all your days, all your hours at the office. When you're home, sometimes you work, but you need to lie in peace, you need to lie down properly, have a comfort in your environment. That's understandable. But how much do you really need? Does a government official actually need 1,000 gallons of gas in a month? When that kind of gas in a month? Even at home, in the generator, I don't. So excesses, abuse, and waste of resources was at the top of the echelon of the ladders in the Unity Party government. They had gas slips in supply to the extent that people became beggars of gas slips in the society. Today, we are proud that most of those efforts that have gone, money that could have been used for gas slips for just a few people. And remember, that 1,000 gallons of gas is not going to everybody, it's going to just a few people who already have resources, they already paid well enough. The anger we see happening across the country is an attempt to regrab political glitch or government job. That is the attempt. They hurt, they hate, and the anger that exists within our brothers on the other side is only to the fact that they squandered opportunity they had in 12 years, and they are on a desperate speed to get back. I know you know what it means when a man is desperate to get back from what he missed. He got on the field, he played, and he kicked the ball. And he did not kick the ball so well. He wants to get that ball and really kick it. That is the spirit of vengeance seen in our brothers that are responsible and are referred to as political desperados. We prevent them. They shall not cease to power soon. They will not. They will not. So we will continue to ensure that we make the Liberian people to understand the development initiatives of the government. We are confident and are attracted to the fact that this government, under the leadership of President George Weah, has raised more domestic revenue in the country than any other government since 1847 again. Also, our comparison almost compared to anything that happened since 1847. We are history breakers. We set records. The reports of the government coming from our international partners that we always make reference to, the IMF, are very encouraging. Read the IMF report on economic growth, on fiscal discipline, on economic and political structure and governance, and compare the IMF report to the report of their time. We know when they were there. We know they were there from 2006 to 2017. We know we are there from 2018 to now. And we'll continue.
Up to when?
Up to 2029.
Okay, let me come in.
So, this is an interesting comparison.
This is what Samoa was also.
A comparison.
Sit and listen to him like a guest speaker. And every time you want to the man will come in.
A comparison that compares 6 years to 12 years. We should beat our chests, guys, and you should join us to beat our chests for the imaginable development that's happening across the country. 12 years they had. We have had 6 years. You had 12 years, and in 6 years, we build more road than you built. You were there for 12 years, and in 6 years, we raised more domestic revenue than you ever raised. And then you sit in an environment as a former finance minister who pretends to be an expert when you are an overgrown IT technician, and then you sit and behave like an expert and talks about the government performance in fiscal discipline and fiscal management. When you got all of the worst report of fiscal discipline, when the economy fell to zero on economic growth rate under your watch.
So Samurai, so the Unity,
are you serious?
The Unity Party guys are desperate.
We will respond to
Samurai, this is not honesty now. You got a little action. Then we had no red business coming here. We got to ask you questions.
Yes, please.
Ask
question.
Go ahead. Let me show you live control the show. Go ahead. As you just talking one after
I remember you myself when 15 minutes.
Where?
Right here.
You are making.
And then you say, I think you ask me question.
No, Mr. Minister, 1 minute. So, I mean, this is just a joke. So, the United Party guys are desperate to come back to power to get what they got before.
What they missed.
And what they missed. Yeah. And you are desperate campaigning because you want to retain power to continue to enjoy what you're making. Is that correct?
No, that's not all correct. It's partly correct.
Okay.
We are desperate to remain in power to continue the economic and development drive, the path we are on. We believe that this path must not be distorted. We believe that the quest to unseat the CDC government, God forbid, is absorbed. And it makes no development and economic sense. When you compare their records to ours, and I hope in the last days of the campaign we can have a debate. We're looking for that.
Who do you want to debate?
I'm a serious member of the Unity Party. Let's go to Limba County. Somebody I'm alone. Somebody has had my position above me.
Okay, Kevin.
Let's go to Limba County. Anybody? They who have had the privilege to be appointed by a president, to be appointed by a president, to sit in the position that we are in, and have had the experience and the opportunity to have served. Now you can see they have the conversation. Samoa, let's go to Limba County. The results from Limba County against the CDC were very appalling. There's this conversation. I know I listened to Edith yesterday on a sister program, the OKF. What she said, and she talked about the good things your government has done for Limba County, and it is something that she must appreciate. Contrary to her statement, there are people in Nimba who believe that you've done nothing. You can't tell us about what exactly have you done in Nimba. But do you believe that you've done nothing? That statement is a serious statement. I want to ask you. Somebody says you've done nothing. That thing looks serious to you to respond to. Is that why I should respond to? That we've done nothing? You said we've given Nimba County a lot of resources. We've done most of the road work that we're speaking about today across Nimba County. And then I should dignify a statement that comes from somebody who I don't even know. Who said that we did nothing? Let me get who said that. Trust the person. The results show so. No, I'm not talking about the results of the election. I'm talking about somebody who claimed. Are you comfortable with the results? Yes, no, we're not. No, we're not. This is what you're. No, we are not. We are not comfortable with the results, but we appreciate the results. We need to know where we came from in 2017. In 2017, we had around 7% of the vote. We won 7% of the vote in the popular against the population of Nimba County, those who registered to vote, or those who actually voted, who turned out to vote. We won 7% of that vote. And you agree with me that the population in Nimba County in 2017 of those who turned out to vote are less than the population of Nimba County today of those who turned out to vote in 2023. In 2023, we're hitting around 27%. For me, is encouraging. If you put an astronomical spread of that percentage, we're talking about serious number of votes, more than 50,000 votes. Since they didn't get that in 2017. And because we're able to get over 50,000 votes in Lima County, it's still not the results we have. We should commend ourselves. When Senator Peace Johnson, who is perceived to be the godfather of Lima County, did not support us and supported the Unity Party, we got 7%. Later on, he still supports the Unity Party in the 2023 election and we got 27%. It shows that the hearts of the people of Lima are changing.
No, you didn't say he supported you in the second round. He supported you in the second round 2017. Am I correct?
You're correct.
Okay, but you didn't say that. And because of his support, I'm sure your voice changed in the second round in Limba.
You're correct.
You didn't say that.
You're correct.
Okay, let's move.
So going back to the NG and the food,
I didn't say that. So what?
No, but I get reminded.
But you said it. You know, every time I ask you saying something.
Every time I ask him,
going back to your comment. I'm not sure so you can Clarence. I'm fixated.
every time
I'm a little fixated to your feelings. It's not you. It's the feelings you expressed.
what feeling?
Your feelings demonstrates serious disgruntlement.
That's extreme.
Samura, listen now. I resent all those characterizations.
In the strongest
No. This is.
No, seriously,
I have a lot of respect for Samura. He's my friend. But remember, we are in political time. These are how things happen to people. When you take onto the public radio with all kinds of characterization of me,
You put him against
then I feel I'm not safe.
I'm sorry.
So you can't do that.
I'm sorry about
Then I
that.
feel I'm not safe.
No, you are safe.
And this is a deputy minister talking here, a ranking member of the CDC, less than 1 week of the election, with all the characterization of me. No, it's
So what
serious.
you said that we win the election?
Wait, no,
Actually, what happened?
Samura, you need to stop what you're doing.
No, I'm not going to. I apologize.
And I'm beginning to get a fright for my life. I'm honest.
You have to put him in the position.
And I'm honest about it. I'm beginning to be a friend for my life.
I see the minister apologize.
It's true. One of the things we need. I want to say, but let me say this.
I want to be very
Said it jokingly again.
Please.
No.
A repetition of these kinds of things is terrible.
It's repetitive.
This is Liberia.
Now, let me say something.
This is Liberia.
When we sit on the issue,
let me
we have to ask the questions.
Kevin,
Coming,
Kevin, I need to clear the air.
I know. Before you clear the air, let me say something.
Clarence has to feel safe here.
No, it's true. You feel
Not just here. I'm not feeling safe
Everywhere.
anymore. Not just here. I'm not even feeling safe anymore.
Just one second.
I'm small men in the country.
At the level of the interview, I'm just throwing jabs.
You are not.
Jabs that Clarence threw at me.
No, I'm not throwing jabs. I was asking you.
But
You keep making the situation to look like I am against the CDC.
No, I'm not saying you're against
I am
the
against
CDC.
the government. But this is the picture you paint.
No, I'm not saying that.
And so I'm telling you now that
You're not
I'm beginning to get a fright for my life.
No,
Because the way you're doing things.
Let me take a musical break.
But before you take the musical break, we have to understand something here. When we sit on these shows and we're paying host to the people in government, we have to ask the questions, that we hear out there. So it doesn't necessarily be our thoughts. Go ahead.
You're listening to the Super Body Show right there on the OBC 99.9 and also
You see the kind of text messages I receive. People telling me to walk out of the studio because I'm not safe.
Clarence, you are safe.
No, Saba, let me just make this point before we go into the program. When we sit on these shows, we have to ask the questions critical of the government. You understand what I'm saying? The questions that are against the government. And this is why Samurai is here for. So when we present these questions, they are not necessarily, the way we feel about the government, but the things that we hear about the government, and as a representation from the critical views of the people in opposition. When we sit there with someone, we have to ask the questions that we hear out there. When we're playing host to people in the Unity Party, we have to ask the questions that the people in the CDC
can read a text message for me, and please don't call the name of that person. That person is a strong citizen. Read that text message for me. Samurai, it might not be you.
From the HQ here, thinking of you differently, gave a balanced statement before departing the radio. Please keep my text confidential. You are a big brother.
Okay, so Clarence, you are safe. You don't need to worry.
Clarence, safe, man. No,
I just said that jokingly.
We don't. You should know we don't have violent history. You know that. Those who have violent history are those who are addressing.
You know, Samurai. I have every reason to get worried.
About me?
Not you.
Anybody else for that matter? I would not say. What I would do that.
Say we emotional. That's one from some of our friends.
So, Mr. Minister, very shortly opened it.
So everybody is being emotional. Even myself, sometimes people think I'm emotional. And don't forget, man, we're in political. This is a political warfare. It's no joke.
It's politically charged.
This elections is about the heart and souls of Liberians. It is about a referendum about whether the Unity Party government ever performed before, or whether the CDC government is performing. Liberians will go to the pool and make a decision. Liberians must realize that this is the last vote for President George Manuel Weah.
Okay, on that, let me ask this question before we open the lines, Mr. Minister. Some folks been touting this idea about voting tradition over development. Do you hold that ideology?
No. That idea doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. But again, these are elections time. But the Liberian people, and I will speak specifically to our people of Lufa. Our Lufa people will take development over tradition.
Okay.
They will look at the development initiatives that this government has done and the sincerity of that development activities thereof, and they will make a decision. Yes, again, Lufa is one county that we got less vote in 2023. But again, we are appreciative. We came from 8% in Lufa County, and we're almost hitting 30% in Lufa County. Considering the population, it's momentous. And we are deployed in Lufa County. Since
we speak now,
men are deployed in Lufa County.
Okay.
We will get more than expected and what we got in the first round of the elections.
Do you think there was a reason for which you didn't get the votes you wanted in?
And that's exactly what you're saying. But the environment has been polarized with tradition. So what you saw there.
So this time, how are you disabusing the poor mind?
What you saw, and you begin to see the results from 8 to almost 28%. It's showing you that some of the minds of the people are becoming disabused. That yeah, of course, we respect tradition, but I think we should respect the fact of the development initiative that have been carried out by the government. And that's why you saw the number of votes have increased. And that vote has increased to the extent that we are very appreciative of the people of Lufa County. Same thing with Lima County. For the Southeast, look, we will crisscross this country. We will go out there from street to street, from horse to horse, from people to people. We will campaign even with Joe Burger against himself. That is the pace, and that's the way we're taking the elections. We will not be carried away by those who have resorted to violence in the elections. We will keep it peaceful. I was here the other time. I show it's like a football game. When the game is getting rough, you have some disgruntled people who sit outside the stadium and decide to throw a rock on the field. We will move the rock on the field and we'll continue the game. The game will end. Elections will come, elections will go. The country will remain peaceful, and we will continue to run the development agenda of the country. Liberians people will make the decision as to whether they select CDC or they select Unity Party. We are confident that Liberians will select the Congress for Democratic Change. We are not going to put this country at harm with. Look at the elements of the people who are supporting the Unity Party. violent in structure and in appearance. Prince Johnson, General Bodnicki, Nathan Blahi, Bodnicki. All these people who have serious history of violence. Not only that they support the statements coming from them. You think Liberian people are prepared to sit in an environment where the control in the background will be run by Prince Johnson?
But Prince Johnson supported you before, Mr. Minister. How do you
Prince Johnson supported her, but he didn't give her a chance to be vice tenable. No, but Prince Johnson demonstrated.
You're signing like he's a warlord.
I'm not signing like he's a warlord. I'm telling you that he's a warlord.
But you celebrated him.
Of course we did. We celebrated him because we wanted votes. And we want to see but listen,
but other people won't vote.
There's a difference with this celebration. There's a difference with
what's the difference?
Prince Johnson associated.
What's the difference?
Prince Johnson takes Jeremiah Kun, his son. You know the relationship between Jeremiah Kun and Prince Johnson. He paints Jeremiah Kun on the Unity Party. So you got to record him. Prince Johnson explains how they put Jeremiah Kun, how they deprive Yomli, they deprive Costa, they deprive other people just to make sure that Kun became. And it was a fight that he's fighting to make sure that Kun becomes. And he's insisting that Kun becomes because the old man is sick. The old man is old. When something happened to him, who did he take over? Kun. And when Kun takes over, this is Prince Johnson's voice.
But Mr. Minister, you also have the former Mr. Taylor as the vice president.
Who do you think is going to run the affairs? And you have the former wife of President Taylor. Mm-hmm. You've seen her.
With all the characterization of people of Taylor, you got former wife.
You've seen her performance at the level of governance of the country. Has she demonstrated anything resembling violence and brought violence to the presidency or the vice presidency of the country? No. We have seen, and Joel Howard Taylor, Councilor Doctor, Vice President of the Republic of Liberia, has no history of violence. It is not just because somebody is associated with this. If you, Clarence, are a butcher killer and you marry your wife, do I construe that your wife is a killer? No.
Mr. Minister, how do you speak to
I'm saying
how do you speak to people? What do you say to people who believe that on all sides, all of you are leaving the real policy issues, and all you discussing during the campaign now is there's personal issues, so the Liberian people no longer understand who's going to do what.
All the things I discuss here, you say a real policy issue. I talk about economics. I talk about investments. I talk about electricity. I talk about road infrastructure,
education.
You spend more than 2 hours sitting in this studio and you're telling me that I'm not talking because I throw a small jab.
No. What I'm saying
I throw a small jab.
What I'm saying
I throw a little jab about the propaganda issue. 1 minute.
What I'm saying is,
okay, discussing policy issues.
Samurai, what I'm saying is a campaign that will be focused on what will the government do when you are re-elected. And Joe Bwankai people should be telling us what will their government do when they are elected.
We have demonstrated what we are doing. For us, our manifesto will be very different. We are a party that is governing. We're not coming with promises. Our manifesto is different. In the CDC manifesto, it shows you what we've done over the years. How do we intend to improve what we've done over the years? Sector by sector. It's a serious big document. But let me summarize it in 2 minutes. Our pillars are 5 pillars. A picky bends on the structure of the proper agenda for transformation, proper agenda for development and prosperity, the PAPD. And our manifesto is a proper manifesto, starting with economic and jobs, transparency and accountability, infrastructure development, infrastructure development. These programs are atomized in a way. So when we went to transparency and accountability, we talk about the creation of the different structures that we have, the integrity institutions, making sure that the recruits of these integrity institutions are proper and following the discourse of the law. For instance, institutions like the GAC and the RAA and the LECC there are set requirements under the act of those institutions of who are eligible to occupy those positions. We witnessing the United Party government, people who are not eligible under the act to occupy those positions, occupy the position. For instance, IAA. IAA calls the head of the IAA and all of the other deputies of the IAA called to be the persons who should be the head should be chartered accountants, professional accountants.
And that was not the case.
No. Not all of them. We witnessed some deputies of the IAA who were never professional accountants.
Okay.
But they occupy those positions. We ratify that and make sure that those who occupy those positions met the requirements of the job. And the best, in the wisdom of those who did the recruitment, in the wisdom of the president, the best were recruited, or those who performed were recruited.
Okay, maybe before Sorbor take it, say talking about your manifesto before Sorbor take maybe the course. One of the things your critics will always hold you to is a provision in your manifesto that you will have lifted certain amounts of Liberians from poverty. Did you achieve that?
But the manifesto, so you go to that provision and let's discuss the provision. I'm not going to answer the question of that.
1 million people have poverty.
Now the manifesto to you?
Did you? What is in the manifesto? Did you achieve
You
that?
have misinterpreted the manifesto.
Well, I don't know. In your words.
Yeah, but you're repeating the manifesto, then it means you must have the manifesto.
So how many persons did you say you from poverty?
So the number of people who are supposed to be lifted out of poverty are expanded over a period, not 6 years. We have a manifesto or a development plan for the country, a strategic development plan that runs in excess of 6 years. That program has a cost. The PAP is costed around almost $1 billion, almost $4 billion. The ambition, the manifesto of the CDC, and we're talking about 2017 manifesto, right? It is ambitious, very ambitious. To be able to achieve everything in the manifesto, it means you must be able to mobilize the resources to cater to the manifesto. I can have a big plan today. I say I want to expand OKFM, Prime FM. I will put transmitter in every county. But if I did not raise the mean to have transmission in every county, and the amount of money I raise is small, I will only put transmission on top of OKFM bidding. To answer your question, our manifesto did not say we will raise 1 million people out of jobs, out of poverty in 1 year or 2 years or 6 years. As ambitious as it is spans over
What does it say?
protracted period.
What does it say?
On the aspect of lifting people out of poverty.
What does it say? Say it didn't say that. What does
We
it
are projecting to raise 1 million people out of poverty within a protracted period.
What's the period?
The period expands beyond 2 terms,
Beyond 2029.
beyond 2029.
Is that what is in your manifesto?
But can you go and read the manifesto?
Okay, gentlemen,
I
let me
just
take
told you
calls now.
misinterpreted the manifesto and I'm explaining. I am a part.
You say I misinterpreted, but
I am a
the
part.
number is correct. 1 million.
No, but I'm telling you that 1 million, you see, I'm making clarifications. I'm honest. If you say something that is correctly stated, I will tell you that yes, I agree with you, the 1 million. But I'm telling you 1 million, your interpretation, let me get you one, maybe you can correct yourself or correct me. I'm believing that your interpretation is that after 2 years or after the end of 6 years, 1 million people have been lifted out of poverty. Is that your understanding?
What do you think?
I would think about your understanding.
0776 540
You want to tell me your
Again, 0776 540 987. Let's take our first call on the line. Good morning. Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for taking my call this morning. I'm calling from Mount Barclay.
Okay.
Okay, I want to say thanks to the old minister in studio and the other guys are in studio. The question is due to the honorable minister. Up to now, the national legislature is Central Mission staff of the national legislature are not taking pay yet. So can he please speak to that?
As the one you started. No, let me keep on the radio.
Hello.
Yes.
The minister wants to ask you.
Are you a staffer of the legislature?
I'm a political star on the national legislature.
Okay. Okay, the minister will respond before he goes. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
I'm Patakuri and I'm calling from Banga.
Let's hear from you.
I want the honorable to make a statement clear, elect and select. Because if you select an old selection will not be a proper manner. If a selection will not be made a proper manner. And then I want to understand his point about
he went off. He wanted you to, I think, tell the difference between elect and select.
But why he asking me that question?
We didn't give the background. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. This is Pascal Davis from district number 6. Let me say kudos to one of Liberia's best ministers. You know, I understand from where some of our colleagues come from. But I mean, Samora is a decent character. And everything he said about our government is something that people have experienced. I mean, look, SORBOR, come to things what I live. For me, I'm not just saying things because I am the seditious. I was here for 12 years of my studies. Even Mr. Baka's place where he lives. I have called those places. With George, we are coming to the presidency. I'm so sorry that most of the guys in the media don't normally walk around to see what is unfolding. Well, Clarence and the rest of the guys, they lead our comfort. They forget about people calling on the shows and the hosting show. They take control in some of the communities. They know what the president is doing. I mean, joking there the other day, I listened to Yaga when he said the way George was playing the role, why, when he leaves, who will complete it. He wasn't joking. It was something he saw. That's why he spoke the way he, because come to RIA, come to ELBA. You ask somebody to say, George, we are government deal. But when you ask them who is completing the role, he said government is continuity. Is that not contradiction? If Georgia is continuing what Madam Sally started, then how can you say Georgia has failed?
Okay.
You have to be very serious there. Samra, thank you very much. It is also cool for you to watch people who are more critical of government. I see Clarence, Chivalry, and asking man. The left is not threatening.
Okay.
Don't be afraid.
Okay. You made your point already.
Making this country more better. Thank you so much.
You made your point already. Let's take this other caller. Good morning. Okay, let's take this other caller on this line. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, this line is not. Let's take this caller. Good morning. Let's hear from you.
For me, I'm not going for no. I'm in Morovia. You're talking about development. Now the development are going on. Can you see the road that just recently constructed by the Penn Highway? Can you see the road from Douala to Bata? How the problem it is? Then you're talking about development? As you can see, this country, we are doing that this country should not go back for the second
Ready?
we are here.
Similar drive with the problem.
Okay.
Clarence, do you agree with that?
Okay, you respond. Good morning.
Kevin, do you agree with that?
Good morning.
Yeah, man. They want a
Let's take this
politician.
other caller on this side. Good morning.
What?
Hello. Wow, it seems that this caller has this line has a problem. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. I'm okay.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Yes, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much. Edward calling from Hamburg. I'm following the program this morning. I'm going to say thank you to our minister in studio for his embassy. But I want to say something about Clarence. Clarence don't have to be afraid when you get the issue. You know, if you have journalists and you have guests, that person is your guest, you have to know how to engage the person. From the beginning of your discussion, Clarence go in studio like he was an internal issue that he went in the studio to just that I plan to engage the minister this way. As soon as the minister began to talk about ACO, he just got into it. Even the man, I'm saying I've got contact long time, so you don't come into like in fact, you're not a girl speaker yet to convince all the other things. Yes, you engage your guests that way if you go into it. So the way you approach the person is how the person responds to you. So I don't think I have to be afraid of the men were threatening.
Okay.
I live in the common I knew that Clarence had given intention. I would have said that he's opposition.
Okay, it's okay. Let's take this caller quickly. Good morning.
Good morning, SORBOR.
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
SORBOR.
Yes, good morning.
To the culture mother Liberian. My name is Abraham Political Moji Setu, and I call from the most talk about Bible having the government's money.
Okay.
Thank you for inviting the Honorable Samraz Wolukoli. Let me appreciate Clara and Biro Kevin Demme for the hard question. I think, Honorable Minister, you set it up. This government will be re-elected on the basis of the Medellin contract and report in our favor. President George Manu, we are based on the performances. You know, I like your scenario that he gave. The endorsement. There are a lot of endorsement we receive it. Especially endorsement from new party. I think that endorsement will not help them. President John Madden, we are endorsement will help them. That so that their performance will be really on the basis of a tangible development.
Okay, you make your point. Let's take this caller. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Oh, yes. Good morning. Yes. Okay.
Good morning to Kelvin. Good morning to Clarence. My point is that to the honorable ministers to leave attacking people about who they are to serve the president. When you go in studio, like you said, George, we are to the Liberian people, how the Liberian people buy George, we are to re-elect him. Now you're going to attack Prince Johnson or to attack another president.
Okay. Okay. You made your point already. You made a point. We take 2 more calls and I wrap it up quickly. Let me just.
I'm going to decide the discourse.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Quickly.
Thank you for having me. I'm Emmanuel M. Supergenio.
Okay.
And I saw you this morning for the office of the international class of this kingdom of God. Well, let me say good morning to the minister, Clarence, Kelvin, and Labrin following the show. Well, some of the minister did extremely well this morning, and all I can say is that, President Weah has done unprecedentedly well, and we want to encourage our people to go out on the block 14, and both President Weah really liking both number 2. We want the Liberian people to vote the gender balance ticket. This is the president, this is the government that have done extremely well. Come on. Like the minister is saying, you cannot compare 12 years and a 6 year. I think that comparison will be absurd, and it won't be balanced. So much for balance and for equilibrium sake, let the Liberian people get President Weah in renewing 6 years, and then afterward you can compare the United Party 12 years from our 12 years and see the unprecedented development of this developmental barometer now has given a new name according to magnificent developer. So if you get President Weah in renewing 6 years, you will see the level of development this country. And listen to Edith from Nima County. She said, well, she's not preaching separate politics on Senator Johnson. He has done nothing as counted. He has done a lot of point. Only thing he has said to Nima people is that both don't travel.
Okay, you made a point already. Let's go back to the minister. Mr. Minister, time has cut off us already, so you just have to respond and then we'll take leave of you.
I will address the first quarter. That quarter, I doubt that he is a staffer of the legislature. And that's why I wanted him to remain in the line to get his identification number, national identification number, and get his social security number.
Okay.
If I got those numbers, I can pull up right there in the studio and tell you whether he was paid, or whether he's even on the payroll of the legislature. Do you own the person? No, you don't. So that makes it very incorrect.
Okay.
That quarter must be a propagandist, a plain agent. I mean, you don't want his full name?
No.
Because this is how people come on the radio and lie. So I will go and play back and listen to the recording and find out what his name is. I will try. It would be difficult to search for name. If I had the number, it would take me directly to him if he was ever on the payroll. So he's lying. He's not saying the truth. On the issues, I mean, most of the other calls, were complimentary, except for that call.
Yeah.
So I'll just basically use the occasion again to speak to the mind of my brother clients see it as an emotional discussion that we had on the radio. I'm the guest, you are the interviewer, and on no condition we will have a reason to put you at harm's way. In political times, we have our supporters. They support us, we support them. We are responsible to speak in their behalves. The feelings and the political feelings of the individuals across the country are tense, and people are supporting the sides. And that's why in all of us, some kind of way that emotion comes out. And some of us are fast to discover the emotions.
Okay.
So I just want us to remain calm as we move along with the discussion. There may be some things we say that may not be okay with you. But remember that I'm making a defense and defending the people agenda. And I'm on the backs of the Liberian people to get elected. To have President George Manawia and Joe Howe Taylor, Vice President, elected.
Okay, Mr. Minister.
President and Vice President of the Republic, respectively. So I just want us to remain calm.
Thank you.
And remain brothers.
Thank you, Mr. Minister.
CDC will win these elections. Come or go.
Thank you for
Liberia
taking time
will
out of
remain
this.
safe, and this country will not burn.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, for taking time off a busy schedule. And my colleague, Clarence.
Yeah, thank you, SORBOR. It's always a pleasure to be here. I insist that I don't have a sign, and I resent all the characterization of me by Samura. I came here to ask Samura a question, and so it was my responsibility to ask him a question, and he had the responsibility to respond. Samura is my friend. We are friends, So whatever assumptions he've got about my expression in my face and all those kinds of things, I don't know, but I do not have a side, and I do not intend to have any side because I have the public trust. Good, thank you.
Kelvin.
We actually want to recruit you, Kevin, Clarence. We need you. When you sit on the radio and talk on our behalf,
So
it's okay for the public.
this is just how we go on. It's a presentation of the SMS.